In this video, we're breaking down 5 NFL player props for players who will be competing in the Super Bowl 59 on February 9th, 2025. We'll be sharing a free NFL player prop pick for each of these athletes. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's jump straight into the action. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you're notified as soon as we drop new videos. That way you'll have plenty of time to plan your bets, especially since we release these videos daily. By the end of this video, I can assure you'll have all the key player prop insights you need for these 5 NFL stars heading into their big matchups. Let's get started. One more thing before we dive in, if you're looking to take your sports betting journey to the next level, be sure to check out our Patreon linked below. There, you'll gain access to our best exclusive picks, including single picks, parlay picks, and so much more. Now let's get started. Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes has consistently proven to be a formidable force in the postseason, but this year, his ability to scramble and extend plays has reached an entirely new level of effectiveness. His agility and decision-making under pressure have become even more pronounced, making him an even greater threat to opposing defenses when the games matter most. During the regular season, Mahomes' scramble rate was a modest 6%, but in the playoffs, that figure has surged dramatically to 15%. This significant increase highlights just how much more he has relied on his mobility and legs to make plays when the stakes are at their highest. His willingness to take off and run has become a defining feature of his postseason performances, showcasing his adaptability and determination to win. This shift in his playing style has resulted in Mahomes surpassing 6.5 rushing attempts in every single playoff game this year, as he prepares to face the Philadelphia Eagles' relentless and aggressive pass rush. There is every reason to expect this trend to continue. The Eagles' defensive front is known for its ability to pressure quarterbacks, which will likely force Mahomes to use his legs even more to evade sacks and create opportunities. Since his playoff debut in 2018, Mahomes has established himself as the most dominant scrambler in postseason history. He leads all players in scramble yards, first downs, and touchdowns during this span. Remarkably, no other player has more than 1 touchdown on a scramble in the same time frame. These statistics underscore his unique ability to impact games not only with his arm but also with his legs, making him a dual-threat quarterback in the truest sense. When the pressure intensifies and the moment grows larger, Mahomes has consistently risen to the occasion. He doesn't just rely on his arm to make plays, he also uses his exceptional ability to extend plays and punish defenses with his mobility. This combination of skills makes him nearly impossible to contain, especially in high-stakes situations where his creativity and athleticism shine brightest. Facing Vic Fangio's defensive scheme, which is designed to limit deep passing plays, Mahomes will find opportunities to exploit the areas underneath. The Eagles' defensive strategy often prioritizes preventing big plays downfield, which could leave room for Mahomes to take advantage of shorter gains with his legs. Philadelphia's defensive front is known for its ability to generate pressure, and if they focus too heavily on coverage, Mahomes will not hesitate to use his legs to pick up yards and keep drives alive. This postseason, Mahomes is already averaging an impressive 9 rushing attempts per game. Given the Eagles' ability to collapse the pocket with their pass rush, scrambling will likely remain his primary counter to their aggressive defensive approach. His ability to evade pressure and turn broken plays into positive gains has been a key factor in his success, and it will be critical in this matchup. On the grandest stage of all, Mahomes has also cemented his place in history. He holds the record for the most scramble yards in Super Bowl history, surpassing legendary quarterbacks like Joe Montana and John Elway. This achievement further solidifies his reputation as a player who elevates his game when the spotlight is brightest, delivering performances that are both clutch and memorable. As Mahomes prepares for a rematch with the Eagles with a potential 3-peat on the line, there is no doubt that he will rise to the occasion once again. His track record of excelling in critical moments speaks for itself, and fans can trust him to do what he does best, elevate his game when it matters most. Over 5.5 rush attempts is our Patrick Mahomes player prop pick. Harrison Butker of the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs kicker has established himself as one of the most dependable players in the NFL, consistently rising to the occasion when the pressure is at its peak. His ability to deliver in critical moments has made him a cornerstone of Kansas City's success, particularly in high-stakes situations where precision and composure are paramount. Supported by his remarkable consistency, favorable game scripts, and advantageous matchup dynamics, this presents one of the most compelling betting opportunities of the Super Bowl. The combination of these factors creates an environment where his performance could shine brighter than ever, making him a standout choice for those looking to place a strategic wager. Kansas City's offense, while efficient, has not always been dominant in the red zone this season. They have frequently struggled to convert drives into touchdowns, often stalling just short of the end zone. This is precisely where Butker excels, as his ability to capitalize on these situations has been a key asset for the team. His reliability in turning near misses into valuable points has been a recurring theme throughout the season. Butker has demonstrated his consistency throughout the playoffs this year, making multiple field goals in every postseason game. His track record in the playoffs over the course of his career has been nothing short of automatic, showcasing his ability to perform under pressure. This level of dependability makes him a critical component of the Chiefs' postseason success. Since the beginning of the 2022 playoffs, Butker has averaged an impressive 9.4 kicking points per game, maintaining a flawless 100% success rate in the current postseason. This remarkable level of performance highlights his ability to deliver when it matters most, further solidifying his reputation as one of the league's premier kickers. Facing a Vic Fangio-led Eagles defense that emphasizes a bend-but-don't-break philosophy, Kansas City may find itself in situations where field goals become the more viable option over touchdowns. Philadelphia's defensive strategy is designed to limit big plays and force opponents into difficult red zone scenarios, which could lead to more opportunities for Butker to showcase his accuracy and reliability. The Eagles have been one of the NFL's top teams at forcing opponents into challenging red zone situations, often preventing touchdowns and compelling teams to settle for field goals. This defensive strength aligns perfectly with Butker's skill set, as it increases the likelihood of him being called upon to convert critical kicks throughout the game. Historically, Butker has proven to be a clutch performer in the Super Bowl. His track record on the biggest stage speaks for itself, as he has consistently delivered when the spotlight is brightest. Last year, in a matchup against the Eagles, he secured the game-winning kick and finished with a total of 9 points, further cementing his legacy as a reliable postseason performer. Over the course of 4 Super Bowl appearances, Butker holds the record for the most points scored by a kicker in the championship game, with an impressive 37 points to his name. This includes an 11-point performance against Philadelphia in Super Bowl 57, underscoring his ability to excel in high-pressure situations against top-tier opponents. Given his consistent postseason performance, extensive Super Bowl experience, and the favorable dynamics of this matchup, this bet stands out as a strong and well-reasoned choice. Over 7.5 kicking points is our Harrison Butker player prop pick. Noah Gray of the Kansas City Chiefs, despite having a limited target volume, Gray's elite 84.6% catch rate, which ranks as the 7th best in the league, solidifies his status as one of Patrick Mahomes' most dependable secondary options. His ability to consistently secure catches makes him a valuable asset in Kansas City's offensive scheme, particularly when primary targets are covered or under pressure. Gray's skill set is particularly well-suited to exploiting soft spots in zone coverage, and he thrives within the framework of Kansas City's quick passing attack, which averages just 6.3 air yards per attempt. This makes him an ideal target against an aggressive Eagles pass rush, as his ability to quickly get open and secure the ball allows Mahomes to release it before pressure arrives. His reliability in these situations positions him as a prime candidate to capitalize on Philadelphia's defensive tendencies. A late-season surge in production further underscores Gray's growing role in the offense. His performance, which included 4 touchdowns in weeks 11 to 12, indicates that Mahomes has developed a strong trust in him during critical moments. This trust is likely to be even more evident in high-stakes playoff scenarios where Mahomes may need to rely on secondary options to move the chains, with Philadelphia expected to double-team Travis Kelce, one of Kansas City's primary offensive weapons. Gray could see an increase in opportunities, particularly in 12 personnel formations that feature 2 tight ends. This alignment would allow Gray to exploit mismatches and find openings in the defense, especially if the Eagles prioritize shutting down Kelce and the Chiefs' wide receivers. The Eagles' defense has been exceptional against wide receivers this season, but they have shown vulnerability against tight ends, allowing an average of 5 receptions per game to the position. While they have not surrendered a single touchdown to a tight end this year, their zone-heavy scheme, which ranks 19th in success rate against tight ends, presents a potential weakness that a player like Gray could exploit. His ability to navigate zone coverage and find gaps makes him a significant threat in this matchup. Philadelphia's aggressive pass rush further amplifies the likelihood that Mahomes will prioritize quick, short-area throws, which is precisely where Gray excels. The Eagles' defensive focus on generating pressure could create opportunities for Gray to operate in the intermediate areas of the field, particularly underneath coverage, where he can use his route running and hands to move the chains. Historically, Kansas City has demonstrated a tendency to spread the ball more evenly in playoff matchups, and with Philadelphia's elite outside cornerbacks likely neutralizing the Chiefs' wide receivers, Gray could see an increased role in the passing game. This distribution of targets, combined with the Eagles' defensive strategy, sets up a favorable scenario for Gray to make an impact. While Gray's recent target volume has dipped, he has seen just 6 targets over the last 5 games. The unique dynamics of this playoff matchup, including Philadelphia's focus on Kelsey and Mahomes' need for a quick release, create an ideal game script for Gray to shine. The adjustments typically made in the postseason, along with the specific challenges posed by the Eagles' defense, could lead to a resurgence in his involvement. Next-gen stats highlight Mahomes' exceptional performance on throws under 2.5 seconds since Week 8, where he leads the NFL in total quarterback rating, completion rate, and touchdown-to-interception ratio. This quick passing efficiency aligns perfectly with Gray's skill set as he operates primarily in the short to intermediate areas of the field. Over 1.5 receptions is our Noah Gray player prop pick. Marquise Brown of the Kansas City Chiefs. Marquise Hollywood Brown has experienced a challenging first season with the Kansas City Chiefs. His opportunities were limited early on as he did not make his first start until Week 16. In that game, he recorded 8 targets, resulting in 5 receptions for 45 yards. He followed up that performance with another solid outing, securing 4 receptions on 7 targets for 46 yards. However, the playoffs have not been as favorable to him. During the divisional round against the Houston Texans, Brown was targeted only twice and failed to record a reception. In the American Football Conference Championship game, he saw 5 targets and managed 3 receptions. For the Chiefs, the offensive philosophy is centered around a team-first approach, which allows any skilled position player to step up and make impactful plays when needed. The Vic Fangio defensive scheme is characterized by a bend-don't-break philosophy, which often features 2 high safeties and lighter defensive boxes. This strategy is designed to make it difficult for opposing offenses to complete deep passes and create explosive plays. Instead, the defense focuses on keeping everything in front of them, forcing offenses to execute long, methodical drives. This approach effectively limits big plays and puts pressure on quarterbacks to make precise throws into tighter coverage. Marquise Brown has found success operating primarily in the short to intermediate areas of the field with very few opportunities for deep targets. His average depth of target for the season was 8.1 yards, indicating that the Chiefs frequently utilized him on quick routes, such as outs to the sidelines. These quick outs are sometimes used to set up deeper plays later in the game, particularly when defensive backs bite on his curl, drag, or out routes. However, his role has largely been defined as a short yardage receiver, which explains why he never surpassed 46 receiving yards in a single game this season. Despite this, there is a positive takeaway. Brown played over 65% of the offensive snaps in both playoff games, suggesting that the coaching staff trusts him in critical situations. Over 3.5 receptions is our Marquise Brown player prop pick. Dallas Goedert of the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas Goedert finds himself in an exceptionally favorable position this week as he faces the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs' defense has been particularly vulnerable against tight ends this season, allowing more receiving yards to the position than any other team in the NFL. While Goedert's standard receiving yards prop is currently set in the 50s, making him a popular choice among bettors, I prefer to take a contrarian approach and look for value elsewhere. Sometimes going against the crowd can yield better opportunities. In my opinion, there is more value in this specific market than in his primary receiving yards prop. Historically, Goedert has been a consistent performer in the first quarter during the NFL playoffs, averaging 11.3 receiving yards in the opening frame. He is also coming off strong starts in his recent games, posting 10 and 20 receiving yards, respectively, in the first quarter. Given these trends, Goedert should be able to surpass this mark with just 1 reception, and I believe he will play a significant role in Philadelphia's offensive strategy early in the game. Over 4.5 first quarter receiving yards is our Dallas Goedert player prop pick. A.J. Brown of the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles' passing game has faced significant limitations this season, largely due to unfavorable game scripts and adverse weather conditions in several matchups. Additionally, the team has heavily relied on their superstar running back, Saquon Barkley, to carry the offensive load. However, I anticipate that the Kansas City Chiefs will prioritize shutting down the run game, which should create opportunities for the Eagles to exploit their passing attack. This shift in defensive focus could allow Philadelphia's aerial offense to flourish in this upcoming contest. A.J. Brown has been a standout performer in games where the Eagles have thrown the ball 25 or more times, showcasing his ability to dominate as a primary receiving option. In the 6 games where this has occurred, Brown has averaged an impressive 10 targets and 100 receiving yards per game. His consistency and ability to deliver in high-volume passing situations make him a critical piece of the Eagles' offensive strategy. The Kansas City Chiefs' defensive approach also plays into Brown's strengths as they employ man coverage at one of the highest rates in the league, ranking within the top 10. Brown has excelled against man coverage this season, leading the NFL with an outstanding 4 yards per route run against such schemes. This success is fueled by his remarkably high target rate of 37.4% in these situations. Furthermore, Brown has a proven track record against the Chiefs, as evidenced by his 6 receptions for 96 yards and a touchdown in their Super Bowl matchup 2 years ago. Given these factors, I expect Brown to replicate his success and make a significant impact in Super Bowl 59. Over 69.5 receiving yards is our A.J. Brown player prop pick. That's all for now. If there are any other games you'd like us to review, drop a comment below with the matchup you want analyzed. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to your requests as soon as possible. We'd also love to hear your thoughts on the picks we've shared today. Whether you agree or disagree, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.